Great Reset being pushed by the World Economic Forum is a tyrannical plan being advanced by the ultra-wealthy. And the COVID-19 pandemic is being regarded as an opportunity to implement it. The freedom of the world is at stake, and already agendas tied to it have been undermining basic rights of people around the world. This is according to Michael Walsh, author, filmmaker, and editor of Against the Great Reset, 18 Theses, Contra to the New World Order. We speak with Michael Walsh about the level of influence at the World Economic Forum, what their policies are, and why he and others are taking a stance against the Great Reset. Hey, Michael Walsh, thanks for being on Crossroads.
Thanks for having me.
So you have this new book, Against the Great Reset, and I think very well timed, actually, because it seems simultaneously people are waking up to the threat of the Great Reset and what it represents, and you brought together some of the really top thinkers in the country on this. It's very interesting to see all these folks coming together to call it out. So tell me, what made you want to put this together just first of all?
Well, it started with our website, which is called the-pipeline.org, which we started about 2.5 years ago to devote to subjects involving energy in some form or another, or national security through energy. When COVID hit, then the COVID lockdowns became part of our mandate to deal with, what were they telling us? Was it the truth? Was it not the truth? And we've also embraced the climate change movement, and we're against it. We think it's a hoax, for example. From that came the Great Reset, because every year in Davos, Switzerland, which is piquantly enough the town in which Thomas Mann's novel The Magic Mountain takes place. Every year in Davos, the great and the good, or the great and the evil in some cases, or probably most cases, fly in on their private planes while they decry carbon footprints and spend 3 days in a kind of Lucullan feast-like atmosphere in Davos, where they can talk about environmental and social issues. ESG, for example, is a new thing, environmental social governance, which is designed to destroy shareholder capitalism, replace it with stakeholder capitalism. Well, all these things were gathering two years ago, and we had always had the idea to turn what we do at the Pipeline somehow into a book. In this case, we decided to focus on the Great Reset, on Klaus Schwab and his coterie of Bond villains, basically, who pushed this nonsense on people. And then I was given the mandate and the budget to hire whoever I wanted or certainly ask them if they'd participate, and assign them each of a version of what we want to talk about. So it's not 18 essays on the same thing. It's 18 different essays about various aspects. So the economic, for one thing, the personal, the social, the governmental, the idea of the nation state. I took the arts for myself because I'm the best placed to do that in this particular group of writers. And we're very happy with the results. It publishes on Tuesday, October 18th, and we hope that it'll find a big, wide readership. But our idea is this: the Great Reset and Davos in general are a plan to totalitarianize the world according to what the plutocracy wants, which is fewer people, less movement of people. That distresses all totalitarians greatly. Stop farming, effectively. I live in Ireland, and my area is all cattle farming. Well, they want to put all of us out of business. They want you to eat bugs. They want you to live in high-rises. They want you to drive an electric car, but not really drive it, because they'll control where you can go and where you can't go. And this is all for your own good, of course. And their slogan is, you'll own nothing and be happy. Well, we thought, I don't want to own nothing, and I'm happy just the way I am right now. So fortunately, many of the important figures in the center-right intellectual and writers groups agreed with us on this take on the Great Reset, and they consented to write. And over the course of 2 years, I enlisted them, I worked out what they were going to talk about, I edited their pieces, and now we're publishing finally. But it takes about like with a movie, from start to finish, if you're lucky, it takes a minimum of 2 years. So here we are. The most important thing about this book, I think, is that people need to understand how variegated this threat is. It's not just Klaus Schwab in a German accent living inside an extinct volcano at the top of Switzerland. It's insidious, and as with any totalitarian movement, communism or anything else, it sticks its tentacles into everything. And it's always done in the guise of it's for your own good. It's for your own good, comrade, right? I always add comrade to it because that's really what they mean. And I hope this book gives everybody who's interested in this subject tools to combat it. And that's our launch. It's the first salvo in what we hope will be an international movement against the Great Reset. And our writers come from basically the Anglosphere. So the United States, Canada, Britain, Australia, New Zealand. And with a couple of exceptions. We have one Italian writer who's very, very good on the whole notion of shareholder and stakeholder capitalism. And now, like any book, it's like your child. Once they grow up and go away to college, they're on their own. So we'll see what happens.